Up until 4 years ago, I spent my whole time chasing after money. I worked hard. I tried to earn as much money as possible, but I was always broke. Now I believed I needed money to feel happy and feel successful. And I wanted money to buy stuff and look successful. And now looking back, I know all of that to be false. I know I was conditioned to think that money was hard to come by. Hi, my name's Rob, and up until about 4 years ago, I was a championship consumer with a mountain of debt. I'm going to explain the 6 biggest truths about money that you need to know. When they were explained to me, they changed my life. Okay, there's a lot to get through, so let's get into it. Okay, straight in with a big hitter that may change your outlook on life. Money will not and cannot bring you happiness. Now I know what you're going to say. If I had $1 million, I could buy anything I want and I would be happy. And you know what? I would agree with you. To a point. Having lots of money can buy you choices. It can buy you a lot of choices and it can buy you time. If you had enough money to replace your income, you could buy yourself out of a job. You could choose not to work. You could take an extended vacation, travel around the world, and go to 20 different countries. Money can give you choices and it can give you freedom. But happiness, I would argue, is not one of the things you can buy. Happiness you need to discover and find for yourself. For many people, like myself, I had to find my happiness before I got the money. Think about it. If you need money to be happy, what if you don't have money? Or what if it's taken from you? You are setting yourself up for failure. Even if you do manage to accumulate a lot of money, you will still have issues that you need to sort out. They'll just be different from the issues from when you're broke. Everybody, rich or poor, have issues to deal with or challenges to overcome. That's just life. And if you're relying on having money to be happy and have happiness, then you are setting yourself up for failure. Happiness is a feeling, it's an emotion, it's an experience. I have my happiness in my family and friends here and in the UK. I don't need money for happiness. I will simply use it as a tool. I use it to go to the UK, to see my family and my friends. Money gives me that choice. So you need to put some time aside to define your happiness and nurture it. Take it from me. As a heavy past consumer, separate the notion that money and happiness goes hand in hand. And really, it's only you that can define your happiness. So it's really worthwhile in working that out. Money can open up choices. But remember, you don't need money for happiness. In fact, you don't need money to build wealth and accumulate money. And I'm going to explain why. Thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate you. If you're finding some value to today's video, perhaps give me a thumbs up, maybe share the video, and even subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you part of the community. Now, back to the video. I grew up believing the best I could do is to get a good job, to work hard and enjoy the money that I was earning. I believed the rich and wealthy people that I could see around me in their big houses and flash cars were given that wealth, that there was something special. They had money to begin with, a step up in life. They were born into it. But now I know that's not true. In fact, it's the opposite of what's true. Over 70% of millionaires, even billionaires, are self-made. They did not inherit the money. They were not born into it. They went out and earned it, building a business, a brand, a skill base, even an idea. And over 70% of millionaires started out with nothing. They did it with determination, grit, and belief in themselves. They sacrificed free time and they worked hard. They left their comfort zone and they made a plan to be successful. They used everything they had and acquired everything else they needed, from education, from a network of like-minded people, and from their desire to do something worthwhile. Absolutely anyone could build a business, regardless of your background or your upbringing. In fact, from personal experience, I believe it's easier to do it from the bottom up. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You can learn all the skills and all the knowledge you need to achieve your goals. And you have no bad habits or poor mindset to get in the way. With no money, you will have to learn the skills and develop the mindset to elevate your efforts. And learning those at the beginning will become a powerful asset on the journey to becoming wealthy. Once your mindset develops into a growth and learning mindset, you will know you can achieve anything and nothing will get in your way. And you know what? It's that mindset that becomes your true wealth. And you simply can't buy that. Now, I had an email recently from someone asking me how to make $1 million, explaining their circumstances. When I ask why they want to make $1 million, they tell me they want to be a millionaire. Now, becoming a millionaire for me means nothing. It's not tangible and it's not one of my goals. But I do see a lot of people wanting to be a millionaire, and I blame social media. We see these influencers jetting around the world, driving expensive cars, and living like kings and queens. Now, I would immediately point out that they're not wealthy, they're actually showing off and they're living above their means. But it did make me realize that being wealthy is different for everybody, and you don't actually need to be rich to be wealthy. It comes down to choices. Having enough income to cover the lifestyle that you want to lead and have the choices you want. For me, being wealthy is to give me the choice of time to choose to work on a client's home for money or work on one of my properties for wealth. You see, I'm not interested in vacations, cars, big homes, or clothes, as you can see. I love working on the renovations and spending some free time with my wife and kids. Being wealthy gives me the privilege of choice. I can choose how I spend my time. As for my wife, she's probably partial to a vacation. And as I intend to work forever on my own properties and building more wealth, I don't need a lot of money. For others, they may need much more wealth to fund their lifestyle. Perhaps they like to go 5 or 6 vacations a year, have a beachfront property, and have a collection of cars. Being wealthy doesn't necessarily mean having $1 million, and it doesn't mean you have to live like the Kardashians. It's quite simply the choices you make, the lifestyle you want, that will determine how much wealth you'll need. It's personal to you. You may even find that there's some simple life choices and some frugal living. You may not need that much money at all. Making money is simple. Now, you may not agree with that statement, but hear me out. This didn't make much sense to me until my relationship with money changed. We all know there are many ways of making money, and we all know that we can do at least a few of them right off the bat. But quite often, it's our behavior with money and around money that gets in the way. How we manage money and our decisions around it is what holds us back. Let me explain. We know we can make money from a job, from a side hustle, an online business, from investing, and so on. We know this because we're surrounded by people that encourage us to do this. We're also surrounded by people that are constantly telling us to spend money and time on other things. Watch social media or TV, go shopping, take a vacation. Our behaviors are often influenced to spend money and not make it. It's a trap that we easily fall into and get stuck. So my advice is change your behavior around money and keep it simple. Use money as a tool to make more money. Don't spend it and don't waste it. Stop being a consumer. Once your behavior around money changes, I promise you, you'll find ways of making money that were right there in front of you. Now, following on from the previous chapter, I understand now that money, cash, is just a tool to make more money, is a tool to build wealth. You use money to multiply it. You can use the interest to fund your lifestyle while the principal continues to grow. Now, like most people, I didn't always see money like this. Up until my mid-40s, I saw money as something to earn, to grab, and to spend. I know this now as instant gratification, and it's deadly. I work so hard, so I deserve a nice lifestyle, and I deserve a few treats. And like most consumers, most of the money that I earned was wasted. Firstly on stuff, and then on the interest payments for that stuff that I couldn't afford to pay back. This is the consumer trap, and for me it was the trigger point to finally change my financial life. And how we view money now is completely different. For me, the fundamental rule is to multiply it with assets. This could be property, stocks and shares, precious metals, a business. Invest money to grow it, not to save it. Saving at best will stave off inflation. And as a rule, we like to get a return on investment between 8 to 10% as a minimum. Usually the higher percentage in return on investment means higher risk. So as you earn money, put it to work. Keep it moving and it will multiply and grow. And the more money you have, the faster you'll get to your financial goals. After all, money is plentiful, for those that know. Now, when I was a big consumer, I was constantly worried about money. We had debts to pay, bills to cover, credit cards galore, and going on several vacations a year. I had a broke mindset. I didn't know how to use money and build it, just how to spend it and spend the bank's money. But now, thankfully, after some education and work, I have a growth mindset. No longer a consumer, now I'm a producer, and I see money as plentiful. It's all around us, and there for anybody that can see the opportunities to attract it. Buying properties and forcing their appreciation with renovation literally makes money from thin air. Setting up a website in your spare time and selling digital products will make you money while you sleep. Using your high value skill set to make money in your spare time can double your income. All of these avenues and more can provide you with money to invest. Then let it compound over time and grow while you continue with your life. Time is your best friend in creating wealth as it will multiply your funds as time goes on. Time will bring compound interest and explosive growth to your funds over 10, 15, 20 years and beyond. And it's these little things that the majority of people are not prepared to do that will attract money to you. A little sacrifice of time and effort, some delayed gratification, patience and goal setting. Doing these things in small but consistent amounts will bring you wealth over time. It will result in your mindset evolving and opportunities presenting themselves to you. You'll be on the road to wealth and free of consumer misery. And I promise you, you'll be happier, more content, and keep it up over time. Eventually, you'll be financially independent. It will take time and consistent effort, but it will be so worth it. And in the meantime, consider watching this video here, where I go through all the things I had to consider and change before I got rid of my consumer debt. And top tip, number 7 really opened up opportunities and exploded our wealth. I'll see you there.